Almost from day one, Donald Trump embarked on an aggressive campaign of confrontation with Beijing.
The head of the People's Bank of China, their central bank.
Think killing of the Trans-Pacific Partnership, and billions in tariffs, a trade war, and bans on tech giant Huawei, for starters.
So we may make a deal at some point, but right now we just imposed $200 billion at 25%.
Now, the Biden administration has to thread a tricky needle.
On one hand, it will feel compelled to dial down tensions with Beijing as the United States tries to work with international partners on a host of global challenges, including the pandemic, as well as new efforts to combat climate change.
I think the Chinese have reason to believe that tensions would ease in an area like trade. The president-elect and his advisors have said on the campaign trail that they don't think tariffs are helping America's economy.
But if trade is one area where tensions could ease, there are certainly others where they could rise with the Biden administration, especially when it comes to human rights and the repression of Uyghur Muslims in Western China.
They will be noisy about Chinese human rights abuses, likely stand up for the protesters in Hong Kong, and call out the abuses in the far western region of Xinjiang, as well as continue the new trend in more vocal and substantive support for the nation of Taiwan.
The Chinese have also expressed concerns that maybe the U.S. could rally the Europeans, that transatlantic alliance might be strengthened, or a trans-Pacific alliance could be strengthened to counter China, which has always been Beijing's biggest fear.
Let's build a united front of our allies to challenge Chinese abusive behavior. Trump is attacking the very partners we need to help deal with China. We need to rally half the world's economy to hold China accountable for their cheating and get the chorus of voices speaking out on China's repression.
Regardless of the path the Biden administration chooses, many in China don't see a return to an Obama-era type relationship, kicked off with what was dubbed the pivot toward Asia.
So there's a lot of concern in China that this standoff with America, it's not going to last just 4 years or 8 years, it's going to last a generation. So we've seen a lot of policies in the last year or so out of Beijing that says, look, China, we cannot depend on a U.S. administration that's always going to be friendly to us, that isn't going to really try to keep us down. And so we have to develop our national strength.
The United States and China may not share the same values. They may not have the same view of how to deal with global crises and challenges, but there's a broader awareness and recognition that in the 21st century, you can't wall off great powers from each other.